God is telling me to leave my job. And do what? It's not the same God that says a lazy man should not eat. I'll tell you again, my friend, regardless of how silly it sounds, that God is giving you something, He's promising you something, and the first instruction He's giving you is like, leave it. It's for your good. Feeling alone does not mean you're abandoned. Sometimes, or a lot of times with God, feeling alone just means that God is creating space for you to have a deeper connection with Him. I know what it feels like to look like you are shutting out on the world, uh, to feel like you're disconnecting from the world, to feel concerned about your future because you have instruction to face God for months, a year, or years. But the case is never that you are alone. And in this video, I will be sharing why you have to overcome loneliness and keep trusting God's process, as well as a few examples of my own that will show you how you can overcome loneliness. And if that's what you're interested in, then you clicked on the right video. But be sure to stay till the end. Like, comment, and subscribe. The first reason why you must overcome loneliness is because you know that His plans for you are for good. They are always for good, to bring you to an expected end. God is a good God. And if He hasn't proven it to you by the amount of times He saved your life, or saved you from a situation, or saved you from your own self, from hurt, from pain, from life, then He's proven it to you by allowing you to see the video. And I truly mean that. You need to understand that God will never do anything to bring you to rot or to bring you to the worst or a bad state, because it goes back on Him. It's you are in His image, you're representing Him. So if anything happens to you that brings shame on you, it's shame on God. If you say that you are serving God and you are exalting Him and your life is to live for Him, then He would exalt His word above His own name in your life. No matter what you have to go through, no matter what it's going to look like, the temporal mockery or the temporal comments, side comments, and all of that, God will exalt His word even above His name in your life. If He's the one that you are dependent on, if He's truly the one that gave you the instruction, if He's truly the one that you're following, He would exalt His word. So maybe He has given you a vision for a business, or instruction to start a podcast or a YouTube channel like He did for me, music label, non-profit organization, any of that stuff, or anything at all. And then He says, don't take any bookings for so and so time. Lock up, study my word, stay in my presence, just pay attention to me. Just imagine that. I'll tell you again, my friend, regardless of how silly it sounds, that God is giving you something, He's promising you something, and the first instruction He's giving you is like, leave it. It's for your good. So this is what you need to know to get out of loneliness. First of all, alone with God is where clarity is birthed. You see how you unconsciously turn down the volume of your radio set or music player when you're driving, just so that you can navigate an area that you do not know. Nigerians, we know this, or Africans, I guess, we know this. You just subconsciously turn down the volume of your set so that you can focus on, especially when you're close to where you're getting to and you are not sure of the area. Now, that is just a light physical example of what it is like to disconnect from noise in the spiritual. So God will give you an assignment, but He wants you to first gain clarity of that assignment. And how He does that is by pulling you away from the noise, from what you don't even know yet that is noise around you. God might have given you a word, He might have given you a dream, He might have put the vision in your heart of how great this plan He has for you is. But the fact of the matter is, even what He has shown you is just but a speck of what the actual plan is. He will reveal it to you so that you have something to fuel that trust and journey with Him. But He can't expose it all, because you need certain growth levels to unlock the reality of where you're going to. And a lot of time, this aloneness, this separation might seem like it's not related to what God is telling you to do. I mean, okay, you want me to start so and so business, and then you're telling me to just come and be studying, to leave my job. Okay, what's supposed to provide food for me while, a lot of times it doesn't add up. His ways are not our ways. My favorite scripture, he uses his foolish things to confound the wise. He has to take his glory fully. And the only way he would do that in this world that always likes to assume, likes to take glory, things that they do for you or do in your life or partner with you on, is to make sure that your process is like madness. People will come and make fun of it. People will not understand it, you know? So that aloneness gives you clarity. It helps you to filter the noise, to leave the noise and have like a laser focus, have clarity of your path. Alone with God is where you understand who is meant for your journey, who is with you right now that cannot go on that journey. Maybe temporarily, or just maybe they are not meant for your journey. They cannot follow you to where you're going. Sometimes it's not because they hate you. Sometimes they love you too much. You sound mad to them. God is telling me to leave my job. And do what? It's not the same God that says a lazy man should not eat. I've heard things like that. They might not even understand the revelation. Oh, I had this revelation. What revelation? Which one is revelation? You can even still be in the same body, the same faith. But if it's not for them, if that journey is not for you and them, God will blind them. They can't see it. Because God is trying to hand you over to a future that he has already prepared. People that he's already working on that would understand what he's doing with you, that is confusing in the space that you are. I'll give a personal example, and this would also now buttress, like I said, the blessing that I personally have gained in being alone or having a journey that had seemed like it was lonely, but I was really just alone with God. So my first financial test from God was when I was gathering more momentum in my career, like career wise. Like he ordered me in the path he wanted me to go, and I was just I was just literally picking up speed, and then he himself says, leave. Told me to leave my job, and that first obedience was done. But the financial part was when I had started working in this creative space that he wanted me to be at the beginning stage. I had started acting, and he gave me revelations that I was not going to be receiving any jobs, or I'm just going to be in a place of solemnity and study with him. And it was always recurring. And before you know it, I started that was my life. I spent about 6 7 months, not one dime entered my account from the beginning of that year, which was January, when he had already started speaking to me, till about June, July. All I was doing was studying, staying in God's presence, occasionally doing one or two things, going outside. I couldn't do any work because he didn't permit me to, and work was not coming in. Nobody sent me money, no dash money, nothing entered my account. No credit entered my account. But when he now said he was releasing me, I think that month was July, a close friend of mine then was recommended me for a job. And that was the first confirmation to what he was saying, to the end of that season for me. That was the first money that entered my account. So it was like, you told me to leave this. You told me to go on this path. And now I have to and I was young. Well, I'm still young, but I was younger and my career was picking up. People around me didn't really understand it. It's like, I didn't even like it. I didn't even appreciate it because I didn't look serious. I didn't look like I was someone who's proactive. I'm someone who is proactive, but I didn't look serious. I'm just grateful that I had family, my mom and family that understood my journey at that time. And even if they didn't understand the full concept, they trusted God enough to know that I was in good hands. And they were there for me the way they needed to be there for me. But I had days where I would cry. I went at the car, I would sit down, I would cry because it was just not a place that a young, fresh, I won't say graduate, but somebody I had been working. I had been supporting family. And then all of a sudden, and I didn't also like, because I could feel the confusion around me, but I didn't know how to explain it too much. Because when I tried to, I felt I felt like I was very odd. And I can't blame the people around me then. That was just a path, that was just a journey that God wanted me to be on. But the moment He released me, my true journey started. I got the first job that connected me to my sister, who's literally has been my anchor for all these years. And we've gone through it. She was on her own journey too. And God sent her to Nigeria. At the time, He was sending me out of my own comfortable space. I left my whole, all I knew that was comfortable to me. And both of us moved to another state. I started a whole faith journey, a whole creative faith journey. That was the same period that I I connected with my husband, now husband. But it was like the moment God said, now go. He had walked every other person that was supposed to be aligned on my journey and was ready for it. And it was like a link. And yes, I've gone through, this journey is not linear. There's been times I failed. There's been times that God is taking you high or bumpy down. There were days. There was a whole journey and a whole process to truly entering this person that I am. But it started with being alone with God. It started with what the world, or what I would have before considered loneliness. And I still, from time to time, have these lonely moments. In fact, I'm someone who already enjoys just being, like, disconnecting, because I know that that's where my anchor is. The blessings that I have, they are the kind of blessings that they satisfy me. Like, I'm full from within. I'm in a place where it's not even that you have extraordinary much. I'm just starting my YouTube channel. How many followers do I have? There are things that I thought I would have achieved that I haven't achieved, or God was not directing me in that area. But I feel successful. I feel fulfilled to this extent. There's still more. I feel satisfied. I have peace. I have joy. I am around people that get me, that they're my anchor, that we walk this race together. I can't, the blessings, see, it might look like God is playing with you. Like God is using you to just make a jest. But you are not lonely. In fact, take joy, be joyful in the fact that you are considered one of the people that He can pull aside. Do you know how many people are just moving about this life? Just going into the next activity, the next thing, the next thing, the next person, and to them they're successful. But a lot of things within, they don't have, they're lost, they're looking for, they're searching for in all these activities. So, again, my friend, you are not lonely. You're just alone with God. And that's the best place you can be. Change your mindset so that He can walk fast with you. And I hope this video blessed you. I hope it encouraged you. If it did, please let me know. Like, share, subscribe. It helps YouTube to know that there's value here and helps us to grow as well. But above that, above the subscription, above what you can do for me, I really hope that you have gained value from this video. And there are other videos you can check out. somewhere around here. Love and light. Mwah.